Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. This is an AEG Lavamat Turbo Protex washer dryer L7680WD, I think. It's a nice machine, but it's broken. The tumble dryer feature doesn't work, and occasionally, far too often, it just cuts out in the middle of a cycle. So there's something wrong with it. It's an electronics board issue. It's too much hassle to fix, so I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to take it completely apart because I want to get at the drum inside to make a fire pit. And that's what this video will be about, and it'll just be me talking through some of the bits that are going on here. I'm going to salvage some parts from it, but probably not many relative to the machine. So let's get going. Get the door off. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's a bad start. Okay. It has a hexagon head on it, so it should be possible to... It's very tight. Loosen it this way. There we go. Just lifts off that door. You could keep this and use it again. It's got a few scrapes on it, a few scuffs on it. It's a double door because it's a tumble dryer, a washer dryer. So it's got that heat protector on it. I've got the machine on a trolley, which should make it easier to work around. So what I'm going to do is, as I see screws appearing, I'm going to take them off. So I've previously removed the back because I was trying to figure out how to get the motor to run, and the top as well. But the conclusion that I came to was that this motor driver, it's a 3-phase induction motor. The conclusion I came to was that the motor driver was too much hassle. Try and get working, so I bought a variable frequency drive, and that would drive it, but I don't want to damage the variable frequency drive because it costs money, and this machine didn't. So I'm not going to waste... I'm not going to wreck a good drive smashing a machine. Let's get a socket with a motor, socket attachment for this drill. Noise in the background. It's my heater because it's the middle of December and it's cold. Some of these are 7 and some of them are 8. So this unit here is the fan off the tumble dryer, and this is the fan ducting housing. So I'm not trying to save anything in a working condition, so I'm just taking off everything that I can. So here's one board here. I'll put some gloves on because sometimes these things are too sharp. So people have suggested to me that I attempt to sell some of these parts. And the truth there is that you have to keep an awful lot of parts, you know, on eBay or wherever, if you want to make some money and have the parts available for people. And you don't have to have them. If you've only got one part for sale and it sells, then that's fine. But the issue I found is that you can end up having a lot of parts waiting to go and going nowhere. And that's no help. I say that. I've tried it probably with one Bosch machine years ago when I was doing those Bosches in the house, but I don't find it's worth it. You end up selling something and the postage, the Royal Mail are making more money than you are, which is fine. That's what it happens. But well, suffice to say, it's not for me. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Pretty quickly, really. Right, what else can I see here? What I have been doing recently is salvaging parts, electronics parts off the circuit boards, just for projects. So we'll keep these boards separate. Any plastics, unfortunately, get to go in the bin in England. Any metals can be recycled. Which is positive. So with recycling metals, you have two options. One is to bring them to your local depot, your council tip, and that there's the fascia there. And at the council tip, they'll just take them and they'll sell them onto a scrapyard. Try and make $1 off them. The other option you have is just to do that, cut out the middleman. You can go straight to the scrapyard yourself. The scrapyard will have you because they like scrap. Battery's nearly out. Wonder will it do this job? Yeah, so the scrapyard will give you money. That's their business. That's what they do. Now, how does this come out of here? There we go, just lifts up. Tied in here. This earth cable. Tied in here with this temperature sensor cable. And that's the unit there. Now it's pretty crusty actually. Maybe that's why it failed. So that motor's not trying to. It's very, got a lot of resistance there. So that's probably why the tumble dryer failed. Maybe not. Actually, I've removed that. So maybe that's it's still quite stiff. That's the element for the tumble dryer in there. That's that. This one has, I think, a DC motor on the tumble dryer, which makes it a little bit more complicated. So the wires down to the door interlock. Now, let's try and get this. I don't know. Let's try and get these pipes off here. Just squeeze them and pull them. Sticky, these ones. There we go. Just walking them off. Don't really want to come though for some reason. There we go. It's doing this kind of thing that wrecks your fingers. This is why I wear gloves, because you're getting here. This is the bit that can hurt if you get caught. The hose is still attached there, and to get that off, the screw's on the wrong side. It's going to be difficult to get that off. Excuse me. Right, well then, let's spin it around. Let's come at the front again. A couple of screws on top here. Take them off. Looks like it's screwed on at the bottom as well. Is it? Can't see. I don't know. Short answer. But I need to get this door rubber off. So to do that, reach around. Somewhere there will be a spring, possibly here at the bottom. Let's get your screwdriver in. Just pull it up. The other screwdriver just pulls it off. And there's the spring, and the door seal comes down like this. Just peels off. That is screwed on from beneath, which is unhelpful. What else can I do from above then? Remove this power cord, I guess. It's held on with a big plastic nut. seen big plastic screws on those suppressors before, but it's just fine. And the power in. I'm not going to waste my time trying to take that off. I've been keeping suppressors because there's something that I found does seem to go on machines. And given that they're small, they're kind of easy to store. Alright, let's turn that fan off. So there's a few boards on this machine. There's one down here at the bottom, if you can see, right down at the bottom, and then there's one at the back here that I've taken loose already. Let's pull the belt off that machine. There's the belt. What else can I see here? A couple of screws on the motor down here. Can you see that? Okay. There's a couple of screws holding on a cable. Where do they go? Into a temperature sensor, probably. Okay. This is the power board. No, yeah, it's part of that's the control board for the motor. So I want to keep that intact. No, I've already cut that. Already playing with that. There's an AquaSafe float switch down the bottom of this machine. Not an AquaSafe, it's some kind of a power off thing. It's not the same as the Bosch AquaStop one. Just pop that off. So I gotta get this machine over on its side, I guess. Over on its side. The element could come out of there now. Let's try that. Get this element out. I'm going to pull that off to near the end. Get your socket and hammer it in. There's a rubber seal on the inside. Pull off your connections. Cables off. Disconnect that. Okay. And if this is simple, it just pulls out, and if it's not, it doesn't. But it's loose now, so it'll come out later on. The next thing we could do is take this belt off the back. What size is it? 17 perhaps? Yep. Put a screwdriver in there. Let me see this. Screwdriver in. What's catching me out here is that the bolt, the face of the bolt, is the sides of the bolt are quite shallow. There we go, it feels loose now. The bolt with a captive washer on it. This should just pull off, yeah. Plastic with a metal center. Okay, now that's your drum ready to come apart. This one has a welded tub, which makes this job all the more fun. Okay, let's turn it around, try and twist it and lie it over. It's quite a heavy machine, this, because it's a washer dryer and because AEG, which is what you might describe as a good machine, it may be full of water. I think it is. It's gonna get wet in here. Okay, Torx bits on the bottom. And then there's a couple of sockets. Which I think hold on the shocks. Now's a good time to take off these feet if you can. I don't know if I'm going to bother. Sometimes they come in handy. These ones are quite small. So the front should just come off like that. Then, while we're at it, get this ballast off. It's a 50 Torx, T50 Torx set screw. I actually don't need to take this off for what I'm doing because I'm going to end up smashing it off, so I don't see the point in removing these. That's a few seconds spared. Drop that hose off there. Let's pump off the front, hopefully. Complicated. Another clip in there. Oh, that should come off. And then there's a single-use hose clip on here. I can just break off, yeah. And there's the pump unit. Looks like, I don't think they need twist in or something like that. Get a little crowbar and see if we can get these. There's a couple of pins that hold the what am I trying to say? A couple of pins in here that hold the shock absorbers in place. I can't take off that base plate without the shock absorbers. Out. Okay, what am I left with then? I could just take them out with a saw, which I think is probably the easiest thing to do. If you're not trying to keep stuff, it doesn't matter. So, that's one. That's by far the easiest way to do that. That might be the machine loose to kind of drum loose to come out now. So what I'm trying to do now is get these springs off. Okay, maybe a case of just flipping it down onto the floor now and it'll all fall out. Let's see. That's it. Motor and controller, so the back of that motor is attached. Still attached in here. There's the motor and the controllers. Some cabling. I'm trying to show you what I mean about this element. There it is. I've probably damaged that a little bit. It's a little, feels like a little bit bent at the end, but it's probably perfectly serviceable. Now, this is the bit that I was a bit annoyed about these tubs, is that they're sealed. So there's your bearings, they look really good. I need to cut a line the whole way around this. Sometimes this is easy. Yeah. This will be easy. Oops, sorry. Absolutely, it looks crude. gets the job done. That's it. It's a lot easier than angle grinding or using a hacksaw. So this should lift off. Yep. And there's your bearings in there. And there's your drum. And that's a washing machine drum fire pit if you want it. You can put it up on bricks or something, or you can try and grind this off. Or if you're really brave, you could try and get those screws out, but they tend to be quite difficult to remove. What else can I say about this? Well, this is just going to go and get recycled now. Plastic and stuff's going into the bin, basically. Everything else will get recycled. There you go. It'll all be recycled. One more thing to check. Sometimes in here you can have some treasure, depending on your machine. There's always this ball in here, it's a valve. No, there's nothing in this one. Sometimes there could be a load of money or something in here. Not today. Thanks for watching. Check out the links below in the description. See you later.